The longest is
she's
Deepika.
got stamina.
Guilty. Instagram पे ये post करना है, लोग
Yeah,
क्या
yeah,
कह रहे हैं.
that's-
Like he
that's
wants to
me.
know the reactions and that.
Hello guys, this is Vinita Kumar and you're watching me on India.com and Bollywood Live. In conversation today is the team of Gehraiyan, director Shakun Batra, actors Ananya Pandey and Dhairya Karwa. Welcome on India.com and Bollywood Live, you all.
Hi,
Thank
Vinita.
you.
Hi,
Hi,
Vinita.
Vinita.
So good to see you. So you guys have done a lot of interviews so far. I've been seeing you. Who gives the most say in-depth answers? You know, whose answers have a lot of Gehrai?
Gehrai, his answers come from very deep within because he
Yeah,
just
there's
has,
a long way to go.
Yeah,
Who gives the longest answers? Like, you know, you'll have to like, okay, let me speak, please.
I'll keep them very short. I go by my size, so I keep everything very short.
Okay. So Shagun, I'll start with you. You know, Shagun, in Kapoor and Sons, you had a mom, say, who had her own follies. You know, you somehow tried to normalize how even a mom can falter. You know, in Gehraiyan, you are say showing a wife kind of drifting away from what you call a moral standard of living. You know, do you sort of say enjoy carving these roles which have their own follies, you know, which are somewhere in between, say, what society think is right or wrong? Do you enjoy that?
Well, that's how I see people. It's not that I'm trying to enjoy the flaws in people. That's how I see them. I think all of us have certain good things and certain, things that may be looked upon as flawed. But as human beings, we are never really complete in a utopian way. So I think that just happens in the movies, and it's time that we make that shift.
Yeah, okay. Ananya, you know, I'm sure your team members, say parents, friends, even your director there, all would have this absolute faith in you that, you know, you can infuse a certain level of maturity in the roles that, say, a Tia would require, you know. But do you think that as a person, you are at a position in life where you can extract some emotional maturity from your personal life to your professional world, especially for the roles like Tia?
Honestly, I am still very young, so I don't think I can completely relate to some situations. It takes putting myself in someone else's shoes and a lot of introspection and conversations with people who have probably been through that. But honestly, I feel like because I started working when I was 18, I have grown up a little faster than I normally would, you know, if I had gone to university and grown up like a normal 20-year-old at that point. But I feel like I have grown up and experienced some experiences that I probably wouldn't have if I wasn't in this field. So I can draw some emotions, for example, heartbreak. You usually would associate heartbreak for just relationships, but then I might have felt that with my work now, and I can still use that, for something else because, as an actor, you can kind of transfer the feelings and use it for somewhere else. So. I don't think I'm completely mature or I've, lived life thoroughly, but I feel like every day I'm meeting so many new people that I can learn something from. So what I'm trying to say is even over this span of this film, I've like seen myself grow up a lot. Yeah.
So Ananya, do you also then say sometimes move to your parents for their reference because, you know, they have now led, say, a full life now. So do you think that, you know, in certain scenes or while portraying some emotions, they can be of certain help? Have you approached them for these situations sometimes?
Not for this film. Honestly, with this film, I found myself to be a good reference point when it comes to my character of Tia because there was a lot of myself that I could draw to use for her. But in general, I think it's not just about my parents. You know, everyone you come across in life, I think you can pick up something from them to use in your characters. You never know later on when you might see someone do something and you're like, oh, you know, that'll be good for a certain character.
Thank you for that, Ananya. Dhairya, such a dream film for you. Congratulations. So
Thank you.
Total fun question for you, Dhairya.
Okay.
From whom did you get more bossy vibes on the sets, Ananya or Deepika? I'm choosing these two because so as a director, I'm hoping, you know, Shakun is the captain of the ship, so I'm just ruling him out. So who between Ananya and Deepika was like, you know, a little more, a little more dominating or a little more bossy on the sets?
See, both are my seniors, but they both were so sweet to me. I was like the new kid in college, but rather than being ragged, I was loved, and I mean, I was so warmly welcomed that I can't complain. But considering like how she said, you know, for experiences, little experiences that she's had, and at her age, the experiences she's had, she is very mature and way ahead of her years. So of course, she keeps instructing people around her what
That's
to do,
not
what to do. So
About like not important things though.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. Shakun, coming back to you. Karan, your producer, made a film called Kabhi Alvida Na Kehna, and he tried to start a conversation around infidelity. The audience really couldn't warm up to the film, and Kejal later said that maybe his film was ahead of its time. Now I want to ask you, do you think this is the right time to once again give a film that talks about cheating in a relationship, emotions and maybe complexity of those emotions? And that was 2006, this is 2022 we are talking about.
Well, it's very tough for me to decide or anticipate how the audiences would react. I know that the film is honest in showcasing relationships as I've observed around me. So I think it does kind of reflect on how we are today, in an urban setup, how the relationships are. It doesn't talk about every relationship. It talks about a relationship in today's setting. I don't think I can anticipate the audience, how the audience would like it, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I know that with OTT platforms, with COVID, a lot of people have now seen so much different kind of storytelling from around the world, and I feel like maybe that would also play a little bit of a part in this. But we are yet to see, and as I said, I'm as eager as you are. I've got my fingers crossed.
Yeah, but as a director, as a writer, as somebody who's been in the industry, Shakun, do you see this gradual evolvement of audience, the shifting narrative of the audience when they see a film and when they realize and absorb a story?
Well, I think storytellers and audiences kind of grow together. They go hand in hand, So I think once you start seeing that the audience is reacting well to more progressive stories, then you also start making more progressive stories. So I felt that a little bit with Kapoor and Sons. It was a story that most people felt, could be too maybe not accepted in a big way, but the love we got for the film, critically and box office wise, made me little more, so to say, give me a little more confidence to try something like this. And really, as I said, I'm keen to see where this goes, how this goes, and yeah, how do people emotionally react to these people.
Yeah, that's a nice answer, Shakun. Thank you for that. Okay, so I'll quickly start like a few quick questions, and you guys can just take quick names, even include Deepika and Siddhant, who are of course not there. So I'll just quickly ask this: who dances most in the parties? Ananya.
Sid.
Longest Deepika.
Sid?
She's
The longest is Deepika.
She's got stamina.
Yeah.
Okay. Who is always texting on the phone? Shakun.
Guilty.
Okay, who is always so conscious about what is being written and what people are thinking about him or her? Dhairya.
I don't know, maybe just me because I'm the new one.
No, I think because Dhairya, I think in that way because Dhairya's
That
new,
could be
he's
me
like,
because,
Instagram पे ये post करना है, लोग
Yeah,
क्या
yeah,
कह रहे हैं, like he
that's
wants to
me.
know the reactions in that way. So yeah, then maybe.
Yeah, I'll accept.
Okay. Who is more brand conscious? Ananya?
Brand
conscious, I think
No?
none of us.
No one's
right
brand
now.
conscious.
None of us.
What are you wearing
Okay.
today?
I don't
Okay,
even
so
know.
all of you, all of you, if you can just, sweetly and briefly can tell me a little bit about the first time you met your producer, Karan Johar.
I was like just born. I was like probably, I was like 1 or something. I don't remember. I was.
Yeah, okay.
I remember meeting him just before I was about to go to Goa and start the first schedule. So I hadn't met him before that, and he was kind enough to come and meet me and just so a few words which really made me feel safe and secure. He said, you know, he gave me the biggest hug and he was like, "You're here for a reason. Keep doing what you're doing and just enjoy the film. Not take any pressure." And, I mean, those are the sort of words that you really want to hear when you're starting off something. You know, it's massive for me. And when it comes from Karan and Shakun, you know, you feel you're part of it, you're comfortable, and then you can, you know, do your best.
Yeah, Shakun?
Oh, I remember, you know, Ek Mein Ek Tu, the script was with him. He'd called me over the phone and said, "Why don't you come meet me?" I remember walking up the steps of the Dharma office and just like my heart was like pumping and like I walked in and, you know, I mean, that's a good thing about Karan. He literally takes less than 2 minutes to make you feel really comfortable, make you feel like you're at home, and he just has like the skill set of making you feel at home. And I mean, ever since now, it's been more than 10 years, I still feel at home. Dharma is a place where, you know, I've never for once ever felt like I was going to the office. So I mean, that's just the energy that, you know, he has and the office has. So that's that.
Yeah. So thank you so very much for doing this here all. I really wish you the best and hope that Gehraiyaan just gets all the success that it deserves.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Gunita.
Thank you.
Thank you.